The following Private Investigations Book Read Aloud podcast episode is being voiced over by model, actress, writer, director Tanisha Cardwell, who portrays PI character Megan Aquino. LV 55 Media LLC presents Private Investigations Read Alouds, a chronological scene-by-scene read-through of the Private Investigations Book 1 and Book 2 novel for the viewing community. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Curtis, upon entering his law office, greets Sandy, the receptionist. "Hi, Sandy. I'm back from the doctor's." "How you feeling?" she asks, concerned. "A little nauseous, but I'm okay. They've been trying out a new medication on me." "Well, you must be feeling better, 'cause I've noticed a distinct bounce in your step lately," she sarcastically says, causing Curtis to raise his eyebrows. "Oh, really?" he sarcastically questions while smirking. "Yeah, really," Sandy sarcastically answers, causing them both to chuckle as Curtis nods his head and smiles before commencing to stroll down the aisle towards his office. After Curtis enters his office, he walks over and sits at his desk, picks up his desk phone receiver, and momentarily checks for messages. He wakes up his computer, then shuffles through several documents on his desk before continuing to work. 50 minutes later, Curtis is interrupted when Sandy contacts him through the phone's intercom. "Curtis, someone named Megan is here to see you." "Who?" Curtis asks, somewhat confused. Megan Aquino? She's got your business card." Curtis briefly hesitates while gathering his thoughts. "Okay, send her back," he says. Curtis comes from behind his desk and waits at his doorway. Megan, smiling, enters his office holding his business card. "Hi, Curtis," Megan says, offering her hand out as she and Curtis shake hands. "My friend Jen asked me to come talk to you." Curtis frowns, still confused. "Jen? Oh, I'm sorry, my friend Jennifer Lewis." Curtis attempts to look around Megan out towards the hallway. "Did Jennifer come with you?" Curtis excitedly asks, causing Megan to smirk. "No, I came by myself. Sorry." "Oh," Curtis disappointingly says. "You care for a water?" he asks, gesturing towards one of his office guest chairs. No thanks," she responds, sitting down. After Curtis shuts his office door and returns to his desk and sits down, he briefly stares at Megan in silence. "Did I say or do something that offended Jennifer, and that's the reason she didn't come?" he asks, causing Megan to frown before finally smirking. "No," she answered while smirking, "but it's a little complicated." Curtis smirks, then lifts his arm and takes a quick smell under his armpit, causing Megan to crack up laughing. "I do take a shower every day and make sure my breath is fresh." Megan, still chuckling, shakes her head. "No, that's not the reason," she replies, smiling. "Well, what's up?" Curtis questions in a concerned tone, causing Megan to sigh. "She really wants to go out, but she kind of has this phobia." Curtis pauses while frowning. "A phobia?" Megan takes another deep breath. "She's just nervous because she's never dated anyone older than she is." Curtis frowns. "How old is she?" he curiously asks. 22? 22? He blurts out. "That's what this is all about?" "Look," Megan says, lifts up her hand and crosses her fingers. "Jen and I are like this. I've known her since I was 3, and I don't understand it," Megan responds in a matter-of-fact tone. Curtis shakes his head in frustration, looking down towards his desk before looking towards Megan again. "So, 2 years age difference is going to derail us from just going out on a date?" he inquires. "No, that's why I thought I'd help her out by personally stopping by," and Curtis interrupts Megan from speaking. "Wow, I can't believe this." Megan slowly nods her head, empathizing Curtis's frustrations. I know. That's why Curtis interrupts Megan from speaking again to convey his thoughts about her homegirl. "You know, we have so much in common," he says, looking down at his hand and counting his fingers while continuing to speak. "She has a great sense of humor. We have the same musical taste. I can tell she cares about her family and friends. I hear you, Megan responds as Curtis continues counting on his fingers. I mean, she likes baseball and she understands my leukemia. She's awesome looking. Curtis. And you know what else? He continues, suddenly becoming more animated. She always smells good, he blurts out, causing Megan to chuckle. Somebody else just said that lately, Megan mentions. You know what else she does that cracks me up? Suckers you into stupid bets that she knows she can win, huh? Megan answers, grinning. Curtis's eyes grow wide as he points toward Megan. Yeah, he utters. I owe her at least a half a dozen lunches now, he says, causing them both to chuckle. Oh man, she's been getting you good, Megan sarcastically states, causing them to share another laugh together. Curtis momentarily stares at his desk, revealing a more subdued look on his face before he speaks. You know, Megan, ever since I met Jennifer, I'm no longer fearful of my condition. Megan, surprised, stares at Curtis for several moments before responding. Wow, Curtis, I don't quite know what to say. I know Jen would love to know that. I'm crazy about her, Megan, and I want to go out with her. She feels the same way about you too, Curtis. What should I do then? Just keep asking her to go out and let me work on her from my end. Curtis's facial expression suddenly lights up. Really? He blurts out, causing Megan to nod her head before slightly clearing her throat. Now, what about this ex-fiancé Jen's been telling me about? Megan questions, forcing Curtis to briefly stare at his desk before looking toward Megan again. You know what's real weird? Seems like Deandra just shows up every time Jennifer and I are really into a good conversation together, and it's always unannounced. Is she a stalker? Megan asks, causing a surprised look from Curtis. No way, he insists, shaking his head vehemently. You know some people do weird things nowadays, Megan states, causing Curtis to ponder the statement before speaking. I know, huh? Looks like I'm gonna have to nip that in the bud real soon, he says, or it's gonna ruin a real good friendship with Jennifer. Megan pulls her phone from her back pocket, checks the time, and stands. Hey, I gotta go, she says, moving toward the doorway and causing Curtis to stand and come from behind his desk. Thanks for stopping by and talking to me, Megan. Hey, you sure you don't need any lawyer help today? He quips, forcing Megan to chuckle while shaking her head. I see why Jen really likes you, Megan states as they shake hands again. Here, I'll walk you out. You don't have to. I can find my way out, she says. As Megan walks away, Curtis momentarily leans against the doorway and watches until she disappears.
To learn more about Sam Aquino and the many other characters involved in these mysterious, intriguing, suspenseful, and coincidental fiction stories, purchase a copy of Private Investigations, Book 1 and Book 2, in one volume by visiting Dorrance Publishing, available both in softcover and ebook formats. Also available at Amazon Books and Barnes & Noble.